So now that you have your drama club started up and running, you are having awesome fundraisers and getting the items that you need for your program. Now let's focus on how to build a presence in the community by having performance events at your school, performing at local community events and exhibitions, and other performance outlets. Here are some examples of various community projects that you can have your students be involved in order to create a presence in the community and to allow individuals to know about the awesome talent that you have at your school. So first, you may have service learning experiences where you collaborate with local theater companies and you can have your students volunteer as an usher or to work backstage, be a production assistant for different performances. I would recommend having your eighth graders or your older students participate in this project. You may also have your students visit nursing homes and do performances for the elderly. And if it is not allowed for your students to actually go into these nursing home and perform, you can share performance clips that they may be able to watch. It's a really great experience going into the home and interacting with the elderly and just giving back. I think it's an awesome experience for your students. However, with the state of our world, that may not be possible, but having your students work on a short film or a performance that you will record and then share with others can also be just as awesome. You may have a dinner theater event where members of the community, especially those local businesses that have sponsored or donated or made several offerings to your programs, having a night of theater event where you can have dinner and invite those guests to come in and watch, as well as parents and other stakeholders to come and watch, is a great way to allow the community to see the talent and to know what's happening at your school and in your program. You may also do this by having workshops. So maybe having local theater practitioners and actors to come in and do workshops with your students. Again, it's a great way to build relationship and allow the students to experience theater and the arts outside of what you're doing in your class. You may have them participate in several parades. So sometimes in your local community, there may be several community events and parades where your students might be able to perform or participate in. You can also host a can drive wherein students will donate canned goods and you can donate those items to a local home or shelter. And it's just an awesome way for your students to give back to the community and to build presence. You can do a clothing drive as well, where they bring in clothing items and you again can donate it to a shelter and organization that will give these items, especially during the holiday, to families that are in need. I've personally had my students participate in a clothing drive, and I've also had them we registered with an organization here in Georgia where we were able to adopt a family during the holidays. And then the students within the club would purchase the requested or suggested items on the family's wish list, and we gave it to them as a holiday gift. So the students felt really good about coming together, putting their finances and their resources together to bring joy to a family during the holiday season. So it was a nice way for not just my students to give back, but also it was great for them as a bonding experience, knowing that they're doing something good and bringing joy and making other people smile. Now, here are some ways in which you and your students can collaborate and network with other schools and other programs in your community. And I always think there's strength in numbers. So the more support and the better your network is the more your program can grow and excel and the best experience that you can give to your students. So you can do this by inviting other classes to attend your in-class performance. And this is a great way for your students to get accustomed to performing in front of an audience, especially your sixth graders or your seventh graders who don't have much performance experience or may not have been in a production. So inviting a class, a small class, to watch a project that they've worked on or performance activity they've worked on in class, it gives them a nice ease into being a part of your larger productions. And it also helps them to take it more seriously because they know others are coming to watch. And that as well help you to build a relationship with other teachers in the building. And there are several of the classroom that it's a part of their curriculum and standard to be able to listen and to actively engage as an audience. And they are able to learn, especially if you're able to collaborate with that teacher in terms of the content or the context of the performance, that it may relate to what they're learning in their classroom. So it's an opportunity for you to strengthen what that teacher is working on in their classroom, as well as give your students an opportunity to perform for an audience. So now you're supporting and you're collaborating with other teachers in your building. Another way to collaborate or to network is to participate in other school-wide events and collaborate with other school-wide teams and committees within your school. So, for example, I'm a part of the Black History Month committee at my school. So I work with the history teachers and other teachers in my building that are part of the committee to put together a performance for Black History Month. This is a chance, it's a performance opportunity for my students. So the performances are both entertaining as well as very educational. And the history teacher, she brings in that component of, in terms of accuracy and choosing the topic and us working together to figure out what is the message that we want our students to leave with, or what is it that we want to highlight or teach them through this performance. So I'm able to build a great relationship with that department. And also our committee is made up of several teachers around the building. So again, it allows me to build that relationship. So if I am putting on a performance at my school, I build a relationship that I can now call on those individuals for assistance if needed. You can also network by hosting a drama summer camp with the elementary students that are in your community, as well as your middle school students within your school. This is a really, really good tool to recruit. So whether or not you have a elementary school with a drama program, you're able to allow those elementary students that are interested in the arts, that are interested in performance, to know that, hey, there's a program here at the middle school that you can get involved with. You can also do recruitment at the elementary schools. So you may have a performance at the school and then have a Q&A session, or if you've created a reel or a clip of performances that you can present at the elementary school and do a Q&A session with them as well. And this is especially if you're not able to bring your students to the elementary school, you can go in to do a workshop or a Q&A session with those students as a recruitment tool or activity, and show them a performance of your students and then have a talk back with them. And again, you're now building relationships with the students at the elementary school that can potentially be in your class, as well as building relationship with the teacher from the elementary school. Another way to collaborate and to network is you may have you may have a performance or a show that you can put on with both the middle school and the elementary school students. And I would recommend maybe your fifth graders. So collaborating with the drama teacher at your elementary school, or if you're having a show at your school, you can do an open audition where students from the elementary school may also audition for it. So it's a great way for you to make those relationships with those students that may be coming into your program for sixth grade. If there's a drama program at the elementary school, you may ask the elementary drama school teacher to give you a list of names of students who were a part of that program that may be coming into your middle school theater program the following year. Another way to collaborate and to network is by simply being a vendor or being a sponsor for a community event. So maybe having a table at an event that they're having in the community. And again, this is a great way for you to meet. It's a great recruitment tool as well as a way for other individuals to maybe sign up to sponsor and just to give back to your program as well. Now, here are a list of contests and performance opportunities that are available for your students. There's a regional one-act play competition. There's the junior thespian competition. You may charter a thespian club. You may have your students participate in service learning experience with any local theater company. You may host a talent show. You may have a production every season. You may have a spring musical. You may collaborate with other fine arts teacher and have a department showcase. At my school, we have a showcase every semester. So the end of the fall semester, as well as the end of the winter semester or spring semester, we have a showcase of the students within our department. I've also had an event that I showcase at the end of the semester. My students from each of my classes, we have a performance, a final performance, and their parents are invited to come and watch. Or with the state that our country is in and the world is in, I sometimes have, at least last semester, we had a showcase and it was streamed where parents are able to watch from Microsoft Teams or YouTube, but we streamed our performance on Microsoft Teams. We shared the link with our parents and the families of our students, and they were able to watch the performance. And for our Black History performance that we just did, we were able to have a small audience, members of students from our school to watch the performance, while most of our audience members watched it being streamed. Other performance events, you may have the Popper Theater event, which I probably mentioned earlier in the webinar, where you may have snippets of your musicals. So maybe a dance number from your musical, and you may be able to perform this during the lunch period. There are also other playwriting competitions as well that students may be interested in participating in outside of acting performance opportunities. Again, thank you for tuning in to this webinar. I hope you received a wealth of information that is valuable to you and useful as far as building and creating a drama club or just building and expanding your theater program. I hope you were able to get some tips on how to fundraise and connect with members of the community and to build strong relationships with your stakeholders in order to gain their support in building and expanding your drama club or your theater department at large. Again, don't forget to follow us. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter, Instagram. There's a YouTube page. You can join the Godot community where we can stay in touch. You can post questions, comments on fundraising ideas that worked for you. You may also give tips on how you advertise and promote and recruit students for your club and for your program, and just how you stay present and to let community members know what's going on in your club and your program. Again, thank you for listening, and bye-bye.